Prior to January the 1st, 1959, Cuba was a playground operated by the mafia for rich American tourists. And I had gone to the University of Texas in Austin, and I was drinking beer at the Schultz Garden with some friends from Cuba. I was trying to learn Spanish. That's why I was palling around with these Cuban students. This was in June and July of 1959. On January the 1st of 1959, Fidel and his compatriots took over Cuba. So they had been in charge for only like 5-6 months. And we were drinking beer, and they said, "Would you like to go to Cuba and meet Fidel and see for yourself this marvelous revolution that we have accomplished?" I said, "Hey, I think that'd be great." And so this program that I was on was a joint effort of the student government at the University of Havana and the student government at the University of Texas. I determined before I left the United States that I had this great opportunity to go to Cuba, and I wasn't going to go and not meet Fidel Castro. And as soon as I got there, I started asking about seeing him, and I couldn't get an appointment. And I thought, well, by hook or crook. And as it turned out, I stayed on the bottom shelf of a bread cart in the restaurant at the Havana Hilton and went to sleep until about 3:30 in the morning. And Fidel was said to have come by about that time to the Havana Hilton for breakfast every day.
Either this is the future, or there won't be any.
And so I was there in the kitchen on the bread cart when he came in, and immediately woke up and charged ahead and started pumping his hand, and we sat down and had breakfast. And it was all purely by accident. And I was the only student out of 500 and something on this Operación Amistad, the only one to meet Fidel from the United States of America.
So what kind of guy was he like? How was he? What did you talk about?
Well, we didn't talk. He talked. He did all the talking. And I had bought a suit at J.C. Penney's for the trip, and along with the suit, I bought a matching handkerchief and tie. And he grabbed the tie and said, "Where'd you get this? This is a nice tie. Where'd you get it?" I said, "J.C. Penney's." He said, "Who is J.C. Penney?" I said, "Well, it's a chain of department stores in the United States." "Oh, it's just a nice tie." And he said, he began by saying, "Why does the American press tell so many lies about him?" He says, "That's not true. They're saying I'm a communist and I'm this and that and the other." And he launched into this thing, and I learned later, there's an interesting fact about Fidel Castro. He's one of those persons, and there are quite a few actually in the world, who require only about 3 hours sleep a night. And a lot of them live perfectly normal lives and work 2 jobs because they just don't need to sleep. Fidel Castro is one of those people. He doesn't need to sleep. And so he just goes like 20 hours a day or more. And at that time, he just talked incessantly, almost embarrassing, because he never ever listened to anything and he was treated like a god. It was almost embarrassing to me to be in his presence, because he seemed like a pretty ordinary guy, and kept blowing cigar smoke in my face, and I didn't like that.
What else did he talk about?
That's it, because we had scrambled eggs, and he ate all his eggs and said he wanted some more. They brought some more scrambled eggs, and he ate those. And then he said, I gotta go, and he jumped up, and his little, it was rather like a queen bee and all of the worker bees around him. This little entourage, they came out of the dark of night, and they just disappeared into the dark of night. And
was he wearing his classic olive drab fatigues?
Yes. As a matter of fact, there were photographers there following him around, and they took pictures. And I remember the photographers, they had to go and develop them, and then brought them back. And they developed them and brought them back, and they wanted $5 for these pictures, which I thought was outrageous, and I wouldn't pay it. And I did buy one picture for $3.